All right, Dave, I think this is President Trump's weakness within the past couple weeks is there's not a clear platform that he's been able to articulate in now numerous interviews when asked about why people should vote for him in 2020. He needs to be very clear, very firm, and he needs to take on radical leftism, not just Joe Biden as a person.
Yeah, I think he's fumbled it a little bit in some of the interviews over the last couple of weeks, but I think your prescription in the intro there is pretty on point. Look, Biden, ironically, was voted in by the Dems or whatever you want to, if it wasn't quite a vote, whether they all ransacked Bernie or whatever they did, Biden was put as the nominee because the party felt that they couldn't put Bernie, that would be too radical. But now what has happened, it's very clear, is that the energy behind the future of the Democrats is the radicals, right? It is the socialists, the communists, the Marxists, the collectivists, whatever you want to call that thing. Now, if Trump really wants to play this well, yeah, do the things that you just laid out there. School choice. We're seeing what happens right now when you have no school choice and everyone nationwide is indoctrinated. So go big on school choice. Figure out how we deal with China appropriately. Figure out how to deal with states deciding whether to do lockdowns or not and giving help when and where it's needed. Those are all big wins for Trump. I think Trump already got some wins when it comes to immigration, because we're now realizing in a time of pandemic that borders do matter. I think the Second Amendment is a big win for Trump and Republicans because people are watching police be defunded. So suddenly it's like, even for liberals here in California, I'm meeting people on my street now that are first-time gun buyers. And I think I mentioned this to you a week or two ago, but I myself am a first-time gun buyer just in the last couple months. So there's a lot of wins there, but he has to turn that into a cohesive strategy that feels like it's pro-America, which he knows how to do the pro-America thing, but it also has to be, we can stand up to this radical leftism, and also, and here's the part that I think he really has to work on, is be hopeful. There needs to be something that it won't feel like it's always in this fight, that it's always in destroy the media, take out my opponents and all of that, that I think he's going to have, that's going to be the shift that he's going to have to make a little bit. And I think if he can do that, then there's a lot of people that are scared by what the left is becoming, and I think that's his key right there.
Right, because I think there's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity now. The left is showing their true colors. They're actually trying to enact some of these policies, whether it's AOC's Green New Deal, which is just beyond insane, whether it's defunding the police, whether it's demonizing, throwing blood on statues of George Washington and pretending that that's a Confederate statue. I mean, we can see the true colors of the left. This is no longer a time when conservatives have to sit there and say, this is what we think radical leftism will result in down the road.
Yeah.
You can look with your own eyes. You can look at what's happening in Portland. You can look at the Chad's Chop Zone. You can look at these people trying to pull down the Emancipation Memorial, which celebrates the end of slavery in our nation. I mean, you can see what is happening, and it is absolutely crazy. President Trump should capitalize on that, because there are a lot of people on the left who, and I'm talking about voters, I'm not talking about elected officials, who don't want radical leftism. There is an opportunity to bring those people into the Republican Party, but you have to actively woo them. You have to actively pursue them, actively win them over, and you're not going to do that simply by making fun of Joe Biden's gaffes.